Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. Back again in the news, folks. We've now heard that it turns out Kathleen Kennedy is not retiring after all. Well, not yet, anyway. However, there is a rumor that Star Wars could be for sale. Is Disney going to sell Star Wars? Well, recently over on the Film Threat YouTube channel, which you really need to subscribe to, by the way. Chris and Alan do great work over there. Chris Gore has heard a rumor from an investment friend who operates in the world of finance that Disney has been shopping the Star Wars brand for sale for the past 7 months. And they haven't yet managed to find a buyer for the franchise. And it's unclear if they're trying to sell Lucasfilm, which would include not just Star Wars, but also Indiana Jones, or if they just want to sell the Star Wars brand on its own. Now, as Chris points out, there's a number of things that this could mean, if it turns out to be true. It could mean that Disney wishes to sell off part of the franchise, say, for example, the merchandising rights, or they could want to sell a TV deal to another studio, which would authorize that studio to make their own Star Wars TV show, for example. So that show would be on another streaming service. And it could mean that they wish to sell the rights to another studio to make their own Star Wars movie. As he says, it could be kind of like the situation, the relationship between Sony and Marvel when it comes to Spider-Man. So Sony licenses Disney Marvel, allowing them the use of Spider-Man characters. Now, there are plenty of us who believe that the Star Wars brand has been somewhat mismanaged under Disney from a creative perspective. The Last Jedi, characters like Rey, The Acolyte, Book of Boba Fett, Rise of Skywalker, Skeleton Crew, Solo: A Star Wars Story, Ahsoka, the Obi-Wan series. Yeah, it's dud after dud, folks. Dud after dud. And it's fair to say Harrison Ford's iconic characters of both Indiana Jones and Han Solo have not exactly been best served under Disney. Yeah, see Dial of Destiny and Force Awakens on that one. Of course, I'm not sure who would buy Star Wars right now. Hopefully not Amazon. They do have deep pockets, however. Keep in mind, buying Lucasfilm has not been profitable yet for Disney, and this is, I think, very important. This article is from Forbes from last year. Disney's Star Wars box office profits fail to cover cost of buying Lucasfilm. Box office profits generated by Disney's Star Wars movies have fallen $2.8 billion short of covering the media giant's purchase of the sci-fi saga's creator Lucasfilm, according to analysis of recently filed financial statements. Disney bought Lucasfilm for $4 billion in 2012 and soon gave the green light to a new trilogy of Star Wars movies, which teamed up rising stars Daisy Ridley and John Boyega with Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and the late Carrie Fisher, who headlined the original movies more than 30 years earlier. And it's a shame, once again, like a broken record, that they just couldn't get Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher together in the same scene in those movies. At least for Force Awakens, anyway. All the stars aligned when The Force Awakens, the first film in the new series, was released in 2015. According to industry analyst Box Office Mojo, it grossed a staggering $2.1 billion, causing Disney to commission 2 spin-off movies as well as the 2 sequels that were already planned. However, as the series continued, there was a disturbance in the Force due to an over-reliance on computer-generated effects and a lack of gritty, quirky characters who made the original movies smash hits. The article goes on to talk about the success of some of the TV shows, the likes of The Mandalorian, but I want to skip on further down into the article. It says, the declining interest in Disney's initial trilogy of movies seems like a distant memory, and the mouse has made the most of it. Last month, again this article was from last year, Disney released a 67-page presentation singing the praises of its chief executive Bob Iger in a bid to convince stockholders to side with him in a battle with activist investors. One of its key boasts was about the supposedly spellbinding return on investment generated by the franchises that Disney acquired under Iger. The presentation gives the impression that Disney's Star Wars trilogy generated a 2.9 times return on the purchase of Lucasfilm, as that figure is presented next to a timeline of key events in the production company's history. They include the release of the Disney movies and its acquisition of Lucasfilm, which is the only milestone marked with a star. Adding to this impression is the fact that at the other end of the timeline is the Star Wars logo and a photo of the Mandalorian with his little green friend. However, buried in the fine print is the revelation that the purchase price of Lucasfilm isn't even included in the ROI calculation. Instead, it is purely based on the box office performance of Disney's Star Wars trilogy, its 2 spin-off movies, merchandise, DVD, and Blu-ray sales. As revealed, the methodology is questionable, as Disney based the ROI on the revenue generated by the movies, merchandise, DVDs, and Blu-rays rather than the profit they made, as it should have done. Using the revenue rather than the profit artificially inflates the result, as it doesn't factor in the costs that Disney had to pay out. So I'll include the full article linked below for you to check out, and I think this is a very important point. Look, ultimately investment companies are going to want to invest in brands that are strong, and if even the mighty Disney have not managed to really turn a profit and actually get back what they invested to get control of Lucasfilm, I think that is very significant. Let's be honest, Star Wars is not as strong a brand as it once was. A prospective investor is going to want to see results financially, and the box office numbers don't lie. And I don't think Disney has delivered, not for Indiana Jones and certainly not for Star Wars. So guys, it's potentially big news. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to Film Threat. Their video is linked in the description box. And tell Chris and Alan I said hello. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care. Subscribe to my channel also. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. That's increasingly becoming more and more of an issue, it seems, on YouTube lately, with people not getting notified of new content coming through from channels like mine. Take care. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.